YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Slick and your boy Smiles.
What's good?
Yo, this man right here, he's got builds. If you want to check him out, I'm gonna post his Instagram right here. But on today's episode,
we're gonna get into mounting the MICROSQUIRT ECU and make a mount for the coils and have them mounted to the truck as well.
yeah, buddy, man, today is gonna be a special day. We're getting a step closer to this build, which is amazing. As you can see, it's in the garage.
We got it inside.
That means we're moving along very well. But stay tuned, man. We're gonna show you how to do a Kia Sportage wiring harness. Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, so all those heap of wires right there that used to go to the old engine are gonna be going inside the cab just in case we need them. Here we go. All right, so right now we're trying to figure out where we're gonna mount this. I'm trying to do a hide. I'm not trying to put it on the side like it was originally. On the side of that kick panel right there. There goes the MEGASQUIRT or the MEGASQUIRT 2 ECU. There it goes right there instead of it being right there on the side. We're gonna hide it in where the glove box goes. I'm happy they gave us all that wire. Like he just said, we won't have to use mostly all these wires. There's a lot of these wires that are gonna be useless, especially for this engine. Like I said, we're about to get into that. We're about to show you what wires you're gonna need for a Kia Sportage swap on a Mazda b2200. What is that right there?
The map sensor.
What's that control?
Manifold absolute pressure.
Got you. And you're talking about mounting it right there?
Somewhere. It could be anywhere.
Yeah. Making a mount for these coil packs right here?
Yeah.
Got you.
LS1 cool pack. Figure out what size the path we need. I believe I think it's 3/8. But we gotta drill and tap this into here. And then that'll be all of our sensors. We just need to wire this one up, this one up, this one up.
Okay, so what's this sensor?
This is an idle air control valve.
Okay, what about that sensor?
That's a TPS. The one in my hand is a air inlet temp, and this one's a coolant temp.
Okay.
And then we gotta wire up the injectors and the coil packs.
Okay, if I heard right, that sensor right there basically controls all those three sensors, right?
They all work together to build the fuel table. All right, so we're about to make a mount for these LS coils. That way we can mount them on the firewall or the fender well somewhere. Gonna make it look real clean.
All right, what is that though? It's all thread?
Yeah, that's all thread.
All right, got you.
I'll put my safety glasses on, boy.
Over there mocking up the brackets right now. Bam.
Now you see what kind of coconut oil we're cooking with.
Ha! Coconut oil sand. I like that, dude. It's nice, it's clean, it's out the way.
And we can run all the wires like up underneath that and around that. See?
That's perfect.
Zip tie that down to that bracket right there. Use the LS coils. Put them all in there, mounting them up all nice on the side of the fender here. Gonna be running the wiring over here across the firewall, meeting back up to the main harness. Gonna have to make some spark plug wires to run from here all the way over to the engine, which won't be very hard. We chose to use the LS coils just because we had them, but there are a lot of other people that use like CBR coils or things like that. We just chose to use these because we had them on hand.
Either way, the mad scientist is back in the building,
Yeah.
and we getting back to this wiring. So stay tuned, man. We're gonna plug and play. Let's get to it today.
Some other guy on YouTube, I have to look it up again, but I was looking at it last night. He has a turbo one of these, and he just did a MICROSQUIRT on it. He didn't like post any.
He didn't post up no how-tos though, did he? So that's how everybody is, man, with these engines.
It's like 1 second he was like messing with some wiring, and then the next second it was like running.
Yeah, that's how they all are with these engines.
Wires are gonna go where they need to go, like there ain't gonna be no fucking.
All fucking heap of mess, look like a rat's nest.
Yeah.
The hell's that, man?
You got the quick start guide for our MICROSQUIRT. Gonna show us how to wire it up. Tell us what all these wires are, so we can wire them into our factory sensors and whatnot.
Guidebook, like cheat sheet for San Andreas.
Yeah.
Remember we used to get those books for San Andreas and be cheating off of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the cheat sheet right there, y'all. Now, where do you get something like that? How did you find that?
I went on their website, the MICROSQUIRT website, or actually I think it was the DIY Auto Tune website.
That's a pin. This is a pin out?
Yeah, it says this pin, red, connects to 12 volt supply. It tells you exactly where every pin and wire connects, and we just gotta figure out the corresponding wires on this to connect them to.
Gotcha. There's only one red wire in this stack. You know, there's reds and yellows, reds and blues, but there's only one pure red. This red right here will go to the ignition. When you turn on the key, this will send it power. So this right here, we're setting it apart from all the rest.
The wire is gonna tell the fuel pump to when to kick on.
Solid purple. Double black wires at the grounds.
Yeah, it's got a bolt into the engine block somewhere. It's like crusty. This wire is the tack output signal. It'll make it where if we have a tack in here, does this truck have a tack?
Yeah, this truck's got, well, I don't know if it's got a tach. A RPM?
Yeah.
It might actually have an RPM meter in there. That right there, though, is what controls it.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
God. B2200 has no tach in it.
Speedometer, fuel gauge, and a coolant gauge.
All right. We don't have none of that. So this right here is not going to do us no good. No tachometer, no good. Christmas colors. Green, red.
This is for the map sensor, which is right here.
The thing that we drilled to the firewall.
Yep.
Map sensor. Coolant temp is yellow.
Yep. IAT, intake, air temp, orange. Need this wire too. And 27 blue, it'll say TPS on it.
Just like two of them. TPS.
Yeah,
Right here.
it's just one.
Yeah. What is TPS?
Throttle position sensor.
Throttle position sensor.
And the TPS sensor. Be very careful to not connect these to ground or 12 volts. Don't connect that to the battery.
What was the gray wire for?
It's a 5 volt reference for the sensors. It's what powers up the multiple different sensors that we got on here. They don't use 12 volt, they use 5 volt. If you connect them to 12 volt, they will blow up. This wire right here is when we put this bad boy on some E85 and turn up the boost. Our flex fuel sensor wire. Shit.
Ew, some E85. Get this bad boy spitting out dragons. Bad. See, now that I know that, we're gonna go ahead and keep that in my pocket. Yeah, man, over there taking my E85 away. What's wrong with you, bro?
We'll put it back if we need it.
Right now we're splicing in the red wires. This, like I said earlier, this is the wire that controls the power when you turn on the key. You know, this is the wire for it. He spliced into it, and we're hooking it up to our homemade coils.
We gotta power up our coils with 12 volts.
But why ain't you hooking it up to that red wire? Why are you doing it to like a pink?
The pink, if you look right here, the pink is the ignition voltage. The red wire is the second coil control. So the red wire likes to go to the computer. So on the MEGASQUIRT, it controls the first and the third cylinder at the same time, and the second and the fourth at the same time. So it fires the coils and the injectors at the same time.
Gotcha. So that's what's got you wiring up these two.
Yeah, this one is the first coil and third coil, second coil and fourth coil.
Gotcha.
This so happened to be the wire is purple there, and we can just use the green one for that one.
It all worked out. My E85 wire.
Fixing to be a coil wire.
He's over here hating on the Kia Sportage, y'all. You don't want to turn it into no E85. That's cold-blooded. Smiles, you hear me? That's cold-blooded. You'd be the fastest Kia Sportage in the game right now on 15x10s.
All the way around, square. When this thing pulls up beating and it sounded like, oh shit, got a system in it.
He did that, man. Real good and tight. No moisture's gonna seep through it. All heat shrink. Everything's all heat shrink. But there it goes. Coils are done.
Let's go hook it to the main harness.
Today has already been a successful day.
Yeah, this just gonna look clean. Like the wire's just gonna go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. It's gonna look electronically in this bad boy.
Yeah,
right
now it looks like a mess. Like octopus went off in this thing.
It's gonna look like some aliens touched it, man.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Alien firmware? It's gonna be all legit like that, son. Alienware. Give him some high fives. My man. That's what's up. How smooth Smiles is with this. Get that. So clean, man. It's our ground wire right here. Be hooked to the
back side of the block.
Yes, sir. Backside to the block. So
It actually goes back down.
look how clean that is, though, man. Just clean. Yep. One more ground wire, right?
That wire goes to the
to the main deal, to the computer.
So there's engine grounds, and then there's sensor grounds. All the sensor grounds like these all go to the computer. I think it's like really cool, like when I do something that I never like thought about ever doing before, like never in my life would I think I'd be making a whole engine harness for like any engine, you know what I mean? Like any engine for that matter.
I never thought I'd be putting a different engine in a different vehicle. That's my deal.
Yeah, like this is like the most random swap of all swaps. It's like it's not bad. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just like
Who goes, bro, I'm gonna put a Kia Sportage in a Mazda, bro. Like, yeah, man.
ignition too.
So this was ignition 1 and that's ignition 2?
Yeah, and what power it gives the coils power to fire.
Got you.
And then we'll have to hook the injectors up soon. It's hard.
Out here messing with the coils now. And what's that green wire right there? The main green wire, right?
This one?
Yeah, that one right there.
This is ignition, or coils 1 and 3.
Coil 1. Okay, so the blue wire is to the second coil packs?
Yep, second set of coil packs.
Gotcha.
And we connect it to these, which is this one and this one, 2 and 4.
What I said earlier, we've already hooked up the one injector. We're working on the second injector right now. I said coils, my bad. And the second injector gets hooked up to the blue wire right here. And what is this blue wire right there?
That's the coil number 2, injector number 2.
Coil, I keep on saying coils. My bad. Injectors, man.
Injector number 2, ground signal.
Gotcha. See? That's why I don't wire up shit. Those are injector 3s, right?
No, this is the injector power.
Injector power?
Yeah, the power for the injector. Those are 12 volts.
So, man, if people want to know where to get one of these, where do you get one at?
I got this one off of Amazon. I think it was like $40 or $50.
That. So this right here, this nice mechanism right here.
Soldering iron.
It's nice. Soldering iron. It's really not that expensive to have one. So we got all our injectors all hooked up together, right?
Yep.
You hooked up the injectors to the power wire, which was green, but goes to red, right?
Yep.
So the red wire was our ignition switch.
One's the ignition switch, one powers the coils, and the green wire powers the injectors.
Got you. But all these right here will stay together because we're going to hook up relays right here.
Yep.
Got you. Map sensor, the sensor ground you said?
Yep, and don't get the sensor ground mixed up with the regular ground. The sensor ground has to go to the ECU. The sensor ground has to be grounded to the MEGASQUIRT ECU so it doesn't have any engine noise and cause interference with it putting data back and forth from the sensor.
So I see you spliced into this blue wire, this baby blue wire. What's that?
That's the manifold absolute pressure signal wire.
Gotcha.
To the ECU.
And what you working on right now?
The 5-volt reference wire.
So what'd you just do, bro?
All these wires here are either wires that we don't need, and then a few wires that we have to put inside the cab. So I'm gonna bundle them up for right now and get them out of the way.
Just look at all those colors right there in my hand. All right, put that aside. We don't need those. Hopefully you got all those colors. There, G.
The brown wire needs 12 volts. So it'll get 12 volts like whenever the coils and everything else gets 12 volts.
Gotcha. As you can see, we got a pink wire now. The pink wire is off to the side because of what?
That goes to the O2 sensor that's gonna be down there somewhere. We just haven't got it yet.
Gotcha. So we'll keep you informed on that, but we're gonna set that off to the side.
I'm wiring up the coolant temp sensor. It uses the coolant temp sensor to help with the tune, changing the fuel ratios and stuff like that.
So that yellow wire right there gets hooked up to a yellow
And red.
red wire. Here, we'll zoom in on that. Yellow red wire.
This is the sensor grounds for the coolant temp sensor and the TPS.
So you're splicing into the sensor ground that comes from the coil packs over here, right?
Yep, and then we're gonna put them both into the sensor ground right here.
Gotcha. Bro, so I see you got the manifold on now as a mock-up. I see you're over here cleaning up your wires and stuff, and I see that you extended these wires.
All right, so the one with the black and the yellow on it, it is for the TPS sensor. It's the signal wire for it. Then this yellow wire here is the 5-volt reference for that TPS sensor. These 3 wires here, I'm gonna have to extend them and run them through the harness down and around, and they're gonna be for the IAC valve. We were gonna use the factory IAC valve, but the more research I've did on the MICROSQUIRT, it only works with a 2-wire IAC valve. We have a 3-wire IAC valve, so we're just gonna ditch the factory one. Got all the wiring pretty much done. Just got a few things here and there to button up, but got it all hooked up for the most part. Only thing left we gotta do is, once we fabricate an exhaust, we gotta either extend or shorten these wires for the O2 sensor. We're depending on where we're gonna put it. We've got all the wiring harness all cleaned up real nice. Over here, we've got the control for the fuel pump, power for the coils, then and the injectors. We're gonna wire all those into relays.
As you can see though, man, Smiles outdid themselves, y'all. Like, real talk. Look at all that, man. She's clean. You wouldn't even know that there was wires right there. All in all, as you can see, some of this stuff is all nasty still. This will all be cleaned up. It'll look like a show quality full build in here before too long, but today the wiring got tackled. And on to trying to get this bad boy started up, putting on the alternators, the belt, the fan, all that, man. Very successful day, and hopefully what Smile showed you can help you out in the future with your build also, you know. Hopefully this video is very in-depth, and it just helps everybody out in the near future with running a MICROSQUIRT 2 ECU system. We'll figure out what all this stuff is, you know.
It'll plug off a lot of vacuum leaks and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we don't need and what you do need with running a Kia Sportage. This is a 1997 engine. So if you have a 2000 model or an earlier, I don't know if it'll be the same. But either way, we'll definitely figure out if this is stuff that we need or if we need to block it off. But until next time, thank y'all for tuning in, and stay tuned for Too Smooth build.